You too. Top of the morning to y'all. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you may be in the world. Well, thank you for joining me for another edition of the Truth Conductor Show. Listen, I'm going to be real short and brief with this because I'm getting ready to go down to the White House today. And see, fear is what's controlling most people. They got most people scared of black folk, Mexicans, Asians, Hispanics, Jewish people. They got you afraid of everybody because if you're afraid of somebody, you're not going to talk to them. You ain't going to trust them. See, because they know if you start talking to them, what's going on, Tanya? If you start talking to them, you might find out they're the ones that's screwing both of y'all. And they got y'all fighting each other. See, isn't it interesting, man? People are divided, but the rich are still getting richer. Isn't that interesting? We don't trust each other. We won't uplift each other. We won't encourage each other. But the rich is still getting richer. And we're divided. Something ain't right. And none of us can break through. See, the rich is still getting richer, but when one of us try to get in line to get them riches, then now we up to something. See, we got a con going on because we trying to get in the rich with the rich. And that's what, man, it ain't a person walking the face of the earth that don't want no money, don't want a lot of money. Let me say that. Okay, what's going on, Edward? Ain't too many people walking the face of the earth that don't want a lot of money. Now, they might not want the responsibility that comes with trying to keep that money and to watch over that money, but everybody wants money, man. That's what we all out here for. Trying to get that paper. And you'll find some people will try to put you down with fear. Make people afraid of you. Make people suspicious of you. You see? And that way, they won't trust you. And I'm just telling you, man, check your fears. Check what you're being afraid of. Because the very thing that you're afraid of could be your blessing. God diggity dog. Let me say that again. Man, the very thing that you're afraid of could be your blessing. Unaware. And you scared of it. And that could be your blessing. Because you're going by what you see and not the way it really is. Thank you, Lord. And see, let me tell you something. This is one of the protections that God will give you because he'll put you in camouflage. People will actually see something that ain't real. And that will be your protection because they'll write you off. See, they'll scratch you off the list because God got you camouflaged. You see, and so many people right now are walking around in camouflage. Don't want to be seen. There it is. There it is. There it is right there. And see, and let me tell you something. Your world revolves around your ideas. Let me say that again. Your world, my world, everybody's world revolves around their ideas. What they think is true and what they think is false. Okay? That's what your world going. If you think something true, that's what you're going to believe. It's just that simple. If you think it's true, you're going to believe it. And that's how they manipulating our fears because they're giving us information that we are perceiving as true. And it's really just camouflage. It's just an illusion. But they got us thinking it's true. And we keep fighting each other. We won't talk to each other. We won't encourage each other. We won't uplift each other because we're scared. And this is the problem. And until good people stop being afraid of other good people, ain't nothing gonna change, y'all. We still gonna be in this shit because good people are afraid of other good people. Good people don't want to take a risk. See, good people have to know for certain. And ain't nothing certain in life, man, but death. That's the only thing certain is you gonna die. You gonna have to leave up out of here. That's for certain. Everything else, man, you can throw it up against the wall. If it stick, it stick. If it don't, try something else. Just that simple. All right? All right, y'all. I gotta get out of here and go down to the White House and get this thing. I'm trying to get this thing together, man. I'm seeing this. We just afraid. We too afraid. And because we're afraid, we don't want to let nothing through. And and it used to discourage me that I would go and sit down in front of the White House, play national anthems for people, and some folk wouldn't even say thank you. Wouldn't even say thank you, man. Forget a donation. They wouldn't even say thank you. And being that nobody's really booking the tours like they should, and I got my ideas that's ready to hit the ground running. Sometimes it can be discouraging, man, when you can't, pull out everything together. When you can't attack it and make it work. It's kind of discouraging sometimes. And I have to catch myself. I do get discouraged, man. I do. And I got probably the biggest heart of anybody. I'll help anybody. I don't go for sob stories. Now, you bring me a sob story, you're fucked. Let me say that again, because I want this word to get out. Bring me a sob story, you're fucked. Okay? I don't buy sob stories. I don't pay attention to sob stories. I don't even use sob stories. So I am not about to accept your sob story. I don't give a fuck what it is. Don't bring it to me, okay? Because all you're going to do is get my hand. That's it. I ain't interested in no sob story. Man, I've been married 4 years. You understand? I ain't seen my wife in 4 years. So that means when we got married, up until the time we separated, wasn't but a little bit of time there. Okay? But you don't hear me complaining about the fact, man, my wife is sitting over there in the Philippines and I ain't seen her in 4 years. No, man, I'm getting out here busting my butt trying to make something happen. Trying to put some pieces together so that something will work. As long as she in good health, adversity guards the door to success. Absolutely, Edward. Adversity. And the closer you get to success, the more your life is going to turn upside down. Because adversity guards the door to success. If success was so easy, how come everybody ain't in there? If it was so easy to be successful, why everybody ain't in there? Man, all I just, listen. Man, only thing you can do is try. That's the only thing you can do is try. And when you try, you put your best foot forward. If that ain't good enough, man, you ain't got nothing to hold your head down about. Because you put your best foot forward. And this is all I be trying to tell people, regardless to your circumstances, man. Put your best foot forward. Because you never know who might be looking. The day you put your best foot forward, you never know who might be looking. Okay? And you know what I say, when you know they looking at you, give them something to see, buddy. You know they looking, give them something to see. Give them something to see. Let me give you an example. I got this guy down at the White House. He only got one song, Cha Cha Slide. It's time to get funky. And he got a real jealous heart. And he literally will walk up to people and point at me and start talking about me. Man, and I didn't know how to deal with that. So now, when he does that, see, I never announced, man, I'm an owner-operator of DCBlackTours.com. Okay? That's who I am. You want to see me? I am the owner-operator of DCBlackTours.com. And see, and instead of, and what I do now, man, I try to just share some black history right there in Lafayette Park. While he talking, see, this is what I can do. I doubt it. He ain't got to watch. No, he's a pretender, man. He's a pretender. He's a pretender. That's all. That's all. I think I remind him of somebody that stole his woman in high school. I think that's what the deal is. I remind him of somebody that stole his girl when he was in high school, and that's his obsession with me. You know, I need to mind my business. I don't need to tell parents, and they just have a little kid to breach the fence. See, y'all, let me tell y'all something. When them kids breach that fence, the Secret Service gonna pick that baby up, and the parents gonna have to go get that baby. And when the parents go get that baby, see, they're gonna have to give up all their information. They're gonna have to show their ID, and now Secret Service is gonna run through their life. And if you don't think for 1 minute Secret Service will run through your life, down there, I had a guy when I was on Periscope would call me and leave me all these messages, okay, about how he wished Biden would die and how he would sexually molest Kamala Harris. And I took the information to Secret Service. I said, man, y'all need to hear this. I don't know who this guy is, but he's calling me, leaving me all this information, right? So when you go and take a complaint to Secret Service, what they gonna do is call 2 agents to come and talk to you. See, if you approach a uniform officer, see, they gonna call a detective. And that detective, you're gonna have to sit there and wait. And that detective gonna pull up in a little black car. See, when you see that black car pull up, buddy, it's some shit getting ready to go down. And so what they did, 2 of them got out the car, and one talked to me, and one talked to the officers that I talked to get our stories, okay? And then both of them came and talked to me. And I told myself, man, I don't know this guy. I got this Truth Conductor brand on social media, and he called me and leave all these messages. Well, at the time, he used to do it so often. One time, he missed blocking his number and left me a long message. And you know, with iPhone, they'll transcribe. And I saw the message, but I never looked at it. And when I looked at it, I said, oh, shit, here's my boy. I got his number. And I took it to Secret Service, and I ain't heard from him since. I ain't heard from him since. Now, the moral of the story is this. About 2 weeks after I went to Secret Service, my daughter called me up. And she said, Daddy, what the hell are you into now? I said, girl, what you talking about? She said, I just got off the phone with Secret Service. And they wanted to know if you ever had any thoughts about harming the president. I said, how come they ain't asked me? She said, I don't know, but they found me. And they never asked me anything about my children. Never asked me anything about my family, my children, nothing. And they contacted my daughter. Okay? And I tell anybody, listen, man, if you're going to come down in front of that White House, be prepared for them to run through your life. Because they're going to go through your life. You might not know it, but they're going through your life because they want to see who's in front of them. See, a lot of people, like that clown I'm telling you about, he's oblivious to all of the cameras down there. He be doing that shit. I said, man, you on camera. Just because you don't see the police don't mean they don't see you. And he's oblivious. And he be doing all kinds of dumb shit. Okay? Quit being controlled by your fears, man. All right? Your fears, you will get what you're afraid of. Let me say that again. You'll get exactly what you're afraid of. You're afraid of being broke? You're going to get broke. Afraid of being healthy? You're not afraid of being sick? You're going to get sick. Whatever your fear, remember, when the devil attacked Job, one of the things he said, man, my fears have come upon me. And the other side of your fear is your faith. All right? Man, happy Friday to y'all. I see you.